Hello, what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you how to make sacred tobacco that we use in sacred Chinoopa, sacred pipe made out of red willow and just the bark of the red willow. Now I'm going to take the dull side, as you can see, of a butter knife. Take the dull side, I'm going to drag it across the red willow. So this is what red willow looks like. I'm going to drag it across there and just drag it across the bark. I don't want to press too tight. I just want the bark off of it. I don't want to peel wood off of it, so I don't want to go too tough. Kind of know your depth where you're and pressure where you're scraping. Like this, you can see it's coming off. I got it dropping onto a bunch of newspaper, so because it's got to dry once you get it off. And I think the ideal thing is that you want to peel this while it's still wet. Shortly after you take it, you know, we always offer tobacco for that willow that we're taking. You know, it's about respecting that life that you're taking from that willow. And we don't do anything without showing that respect. We offer that tobacco and prayer for that medicine we're taking. So I usually like to try to get enough to last me for a while. I use the tobacco a lot on a daily basis almost. So I do this quite often. It's hard to avoid. We use this sacred tobacco in our prayer. It can be used for offering, just offering tobacco when you go out and put a little bit in your hand and pray with it and then put it down. This is how I was taught to do it. You know, I'll show you what as you can see, the tobacco on the paper. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's the tobacco on the paper. And that's the process. That's one of the processes we go through when we're making this tobacco. I'll make enough to last for a while, and sometimes I like to make some for some of our elders that aren't able to go out and harvest this tobacco and this willow this way. You know, and make it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So a lot of times I'll make this and I'll get a lot of willow, and I'll make enough to give to some of our elders. I did that in my last batch I made, you know, of a buddy of mine who's a Vietnam vet. And I'll look out for him whenever I go make some, and I'll check on him and see how he's doing on tobacco. There's another elder I usually check on too, see how he's doing on it. Try to look out for elders in whatever little ways you can, you know. And medicine may not seem like a lot to you, but it's a lot to our elders who use it. Especially knowing the work that goes into it. You know, it's our young men should be looking out for our elders that way, that need it. You know you're making it, and they ask you for some. You take care of them. You know, and anyway, it's pretty simple. The biggest part is knowing how much pressure to put on there. I've got pretty good at it over the years. I used to be horrible, where I pressed too hard, and next thing I know, I had all this wood shavings that are curled up in there with it. And you'll be able to tell, because once it's dry, it's really brown, and the wood will stay really white. The wood shavings will stay really white. Then you got to pick those out of there. And you should anyway, because if you put them in your sacred pipe, it's going to be really harsh. But I don't know. I don't inhale this tobacco. I just draw it into my mouth, because the purpose of it isn't to smoke it. It's to actually draw that smoke into your mouth. It's a part of you, and you blow that smoke out. The smoke represents the prayers that you put in that sacred pipe, and that smoke goes up when you take that in and you give that back to the Creator. But anyway, that's it in a nutshell. That's how you make tobacco. A lot of people wonder what goes into our sacred pipes, and no, it's not wacky tobacco. It's just simply the red bark from a willow tree, and you peel that off, and that's what goes in there. So, thank you for paying attention. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And I do a lot more than this. Is only an instructional video that I've done, but that you'll see probably. But I do a lot of videos, a lot of other videos about anger, resentment, about healing, that healing process that we go through, about spirituality, perception of life, and things like that. You know, what it takes to get there. So, if you like my videos, please subscribe. I appreciate your support, and please share them. Sidokasha.